Hey folks, Dr. Mike here for RP Strength. I am a longtime professor of sport and exercise science, and today I will be reviewing the pharmaceutical, nutritional, and training approaches of the Mr. Joe Rogan.
And we will be assessing Dr. Mike's review, so let's take a look.
If you really want to know what's good for you and what's bad for you, I always say, listen to jacked scientists. Those are the guys that are going to tell you, these are the foods that are actually good for you. These are the foods and almost everyone agrees. Sugar's terrible for you.
Okay, I'll just have to come out swinging. Joe Rogan, no offense at all. You're the man, and my respect for you is at a super massive level. How do I say this without coming off cocky? It, all for jokes. I am almost certainly the most jacked scientist of all the people that Joe Rogan is talking about. I would really like to see who's more jacked than me in that regard. And almost all scientists say that sugar is totally fine, being that it not bringing in a ton of excess calories, and that's how sugar is bad.
Okay, so according to this scientist and almost all other scientists, sugar's fine. As long as it's not contributing towards a calorie surplus, sugar's absolutely fine. Don't worry about nutrients. Food is all about calories. It's a bad start.
And also, if you're eating a ton of processed garbage, it doesn't really matter if it's processed garbage, protein, sugar, or carbohydrate, which is simple sugars, and fats, it's all dog shit. So if you're consuming sugar from relatively healthy sources, and it's not in excess calories, the almost unanimous consent in the actual research-based scientific community of people that study this kind of stuff is that sugar is totally fine, so is protein, so is fat. What really matters is having them in moderation, in a balance, and making sure your calories are not excessive so that you're lean and of a body weight that allows you to be healthy.
Don't worry about nutrients, guys. Just worry about calories. The proper human diet is all about eating the right amount of calories. Don't worry about quality, it's all about quantity. I'm sorry, I'm being so sarcastic, and I can't even help it. It's this guy is still under the impression that a molecule of glucose coming from grains or sweet potato is better than the molecule of glucose coming from table sugar or processed sugars, which you just called dog shit, by the way. So which is it, Dr. Mike? Are carbohydrates good or bad? Because carbohydrates are glucose molecules. They're at least metabolized as sugar, and sugar is sugar. It doesn't make a difference where it's coming from. A sugar molecule is a sugar molecule. The body doesn't know the difference.
It's just true. It is what it is.
No, it's completely untrue.
And then you get into the more controversial areas of seed oils.
Yeah, I'll just say it right now. Seed oils are not controversial. Seed oils are only controversial in a small niche community of typically extremely right-wing folks that seem to be really upset about seed oils for some reason.
What does politics have to do with the fact that processed industrial seed oils are not fit for human consumption?
Seed oils, no controversy. If you look at the empirical literature, and there's been a lot of it, just go to PubMed, and you look at systematic reviews, narrative reviews, meta-analyses, any kind of comprehensive approach, you're going to realize that they've kind of studied this more or less into the ground, and there's not a goddamn thing wrong with seed oils. They're totally fine and totally healthy.
You're a scientist and you don't understand how unstable oils in a bottle are. They oxidize the moment they hit the pan. They are perhaps the worst part of any diet that includes them.
In most contexts. Now, people will say, well, look, McDonald's French fry grease is made of seed oils. Yeah, it is. But it's got a couple other things in there, like trans fats that aren't that great for you. And it's the fact that each thing of fries is 900 calories, and you have to have 2 of them because you can't stop eating. That's the bad part, not the seed oils part.
Again, with the calories. This doctor absolutely worships calories. The biggest reason I would never go to McDonald's, even for a carnivore snack, are the seed oils. That's how bad they are. They've only been in human diets for the last century. Our genetics are between 300 and 350,000 years old. 100 years of consuming industrial seed oils. By the way, they are totally processed. Again, so the stuff you called dog shit. So make up your mind.
I wanted to get a full breakdown of Joe's food program.
It's almost all meat.
Huh. A lot of jokes there. I'll shut up. Let's hear more about Joe's diet.
My entire day was 95% elk. started back on the carnivore diet, like one of the first things that I noticed, like almost immediately, was that I had an extra gear verbally. My energy levels are completely flat throughout the day. There's no crashes.
Wow.
There's no peaks and valleys.
Yeah. The good thing is the carnivore diet can keep your energy levels relatively stable. The bad thing is the carnivore diet, how do I put this? Carbohydrates are the undisputed forever king of performance nutrition.
There are no bad things about a carnivore diet. It's just pure nutrition. It's like saying food for humans is bad for humans. Like, it wouldn't make any sense. And if your claim is that sugar is the king of all performance nutrition, then I guess we're lucky that we make all the carbohydrates we need endogenously.
You want to perform at your best in grappling, in lifting, in running, in doing whatever it is you do that takes lots of high intensity effort and focus and a huge physical demand. There is no replacing carbs. All the research is in, all the athletes are almost unanimous. Carbohydrates are king. So with a carnivore diet, you may have a steady stream of energy throughout the day, but it won't be your highest energy level that you're capable of.
Totally false. A carnivore diet is a ketogenic diet, which means we are tapped into fats for energy. We've always got energy. And if we want to pick up the intensity a little bit, not a problem. We've got all the energy we need.
Perhaps another approach you guys can try, definitely try that low carb approach. It might work really well for you, but also try to eat regular meals, 4 meals a day, for example. Have plenty of protein.
4 meals per day. He's advocating for 4 blood sugar spikes, which means insulin production. If it's 4 times a day, that's an over-secretion of insulin. Do you not understand how destructive that is on the body? You're a scientist and you're giving out dietary advice. Do you not understand how it works, insulin? The construct, insulin resistance, the foundation to all the metabolic diseases in the book? Terrible advice.
Plenty of healthy fat, because healthy fats, actually all fats, slow down the digestion and absorption of everything else, including the proteins and carbs.
Wait, which are the healthy fats, I wonder? Would they be the polyunsaturated fats found in vegetable seed oils?
And make sure your carbs are relatively low glycemic, have high fiber, so veggies, fruits, and whole grains.
So correct me if I'm wrong, his advice so far is count your calories, eat sugar, eat seed oils because these are healthy, there's nothing wrong with them, and now start consuming lots of fiber, indigestible plant material. Sugar we can't digest, the stuff that doesn't break down, the stuff that robbed my colon 8 years ago. I wouldn't recommend it.
And not a ton of them in every single meal, not like 900 grams of carbs in one meal or some shit, like tons of pasta put you on your ass. Just a moderate amount of carbohydrate, 50, 75 grams per meal 4 times a day if you're like an adult-sized male or whatever.
200 grams of carbohydrates per day, minimum, for moderate carbohydrate consumption. So you're not a big fan of human health then, I take it?
You try that, and all of a sudden, you don't get peaks and valleys anymore. You just get hungry for your next meal, you eat it, and you feel great, and you feel great for 5 hours, and you eat your next meal when you're kind of a little running low on energy.
So the moment the body's finished being taxed with all this glucose metabolism, you go ahead and you pour more into your system just before you crash. Yeah, this sounds like classic sugar addiction.
Because of this effect of eating slower digesting carbohydrates paired with healthy fats and proteins, you can get a higher level of daily energy, and it's still really, really consistent. If you go straight carnivore, the consistency is unmatchable, but it's on average for most people going to be a lower level of energy.
Prove it. So far, these are just your meaningless opinions.
You're doing jiu-jitsu matches, you gas out faster, there's just not as much oomph. No bueno. All right, folks, that was really fun. Again, huge mega respect to Joe. I could be wrong about everything I said. I'm just sharing my opinion I believe to be true.
Right, there you go. And you can also, while you're at it, go ahead and stamp opinion on the top of all the papers and all the studies that you've alluded to that apparently show that seed oils and sugars are healthy, because that's all they are too, they're opinions. No studies, no papers, no research can inform on cause and effect.
I will say that as far as perception is concerned on the internet, YouTube land, Joe is maybe one of the most open-minded people I have ever come across.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm still pretty shocked at some of the advice that this scientist and doctor is giving out, considering he's got so many subscribers and he gets a lot of views on his videos. There's going to be a lot of young, impressionable people soaking up this information like it's legitimate science, and it's really, really not. So if I've piqued your interest a little bit in talking about sugar and seed oils being unhealthy, and this is new to you, then feel free to browse my channel, where I've got lots of informative videos addressing all facets of carnivore and just nutrition and being healthy, looking after yourself and all of the best practices and lifestyle hacks that we should be including to be optimally healthy. Anyway, please like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.